So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Soccer Hub Talks. As you know, Soccer Hub is an online education platform for coaches, scouts, analysts, and for all the ones that wish to learn more about different aspects of the game. So please visit our page and get to know our courses. And first of all, as you guys know, this webinar was scheduled for yesterday. We have some technical problems. Okay, I can admit it was my hairstylist didn't came, so he was missing, and also the makeup artist. It's my fault. So before we start, guys, please introduce also some information about yourselves in the chat box, such as your job in football. Also clicking the like button to see if everything is okay with the audio and the video. And remember, this is a live webinar where you can ask also your questions to our guests. So today's subject is soccer is in our DNA. It's also on mine, but more on them. And we are talking about, and we have the privilege to having the Alves brothers with us. It could be a film's name, Alves Brothers, but it's not. But your careers for sure all together. You have stories that could be a good film or a good documentary, and not many introductions in the case today are needed because you all know their careers for sure, and we get to know a bit more things that you might not know so far. So I would like just to mention that in total, the three of them, they have more than 1,000 matches altogether, and I'll say that's more than 99% of you guys and me including that we have playing PlayStation, FIFA on PlayStation. I don't think I played 1,000 matches on FIFA. So yeah, so you guys all together, you played more than that. And I also believe that it's a very rare case of three brothers playing on a very high level, and especially one curiosity is that the three of you played for the three biggest clubs in Portugal, or three different ones. So Bruno played for FC Porto, Geraldo played for Benfica, and Júlio played for Sporting. I think that's a unique case in the world, to be honest. I don't think there is another one. And yeah, that's it. I also do before you guys start to talk, because everybody's here to listen, you guys not to listen me. I do some, as I'm a scout, I do a bit of a profile of the players. It's not that you need, it's common sense, everybody knows. And please tell me if you agree or not. I might be wrong, but I follow the career of all of you three. So yeah, so Geraldo, central defender, very strong, great tackling, and you can also tell about each other if you agree or not, okay? So great tackling, timing, and execution, of course. Leadership inside the pitch, calm most of the times, I would say, and very strong on the 1v1 situations. Bruno, the same as Geraldo, also central defender, also very strong player. They train together. You only have 1 year difference. So, you made the two central defenders partnership, although Geraldo was confessing me, and we are talking about that he was a midfielder when he was younger. I don't know about you, Bruno, but I'm going to ask you. And it's very competitive, of course, as you know, he's very competitive, Bruno. And in my opinion, he's also a leader, everybody knows. And in my opinion, he's one of the best players in the world in terms of his jumping capacity. But yeah, all your career, it was impressive. Not only that, but your jumping capacity was something unbelievable. And Júlio, center midfielder, could also play as offensive or defensive midfielder. Great power, explosion, great passing capacity, vision, and you have a capability to run with the ball, and very good long distance shot. I believe he's the most technical gifted one. I don't know if the other two agree, but I think he was the one with the best technical skills. So thanks for the three of you for accepting the invitation in such a kind way. The three been very kind to accept straight away. It's a pleasure for me. It's an honor. Like I said, been waiting long to speak to you guys. So like I said, you guys are here to listen them. So let's start. In this case, with the oldest one that respect is needed. So Geraldo, it's you are not much older, but it's only 1 year. But yeah, we need to start with some. And so the others can always talk and interrupt if you like, and please feel free for it. And but before, I would like to ask, and any of you wants to, it's a curiosity that I have. It's like I would like to know, where do you guys keep your trophies? If one keeps your trophies on your own house, or it's your father, your family that keeps all the trophies? Because if it's your family, it must be a big room to keep all the trophies together. So, yeah.
The big brother can start.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, related to that question, my mother, I think, have most of them. At least mine and Júlio. Bruno, I think, have like half because he win the most. Thank you very much, first of all, to be invited to this webinar, and I hope we can share a little bit of our experience and to tell you about how it was the beginning of our history and in football. Me and Bruno, we have a most similar course through young age. Júlio was a little bit different with different obstacles than me and Bruno we had it. So once again, thank you very much, and I hope that we have one very good hour of discussion.
Sure. Thank you so much.
What I want to say is that, first of all, we need to keep the trophies in my mother's house and my father's house too. Grateful for them, for the education, and for give us the ability and the capacity to play football and just be focused on that. And something that is really, really important for us was to living and be educated for a healthy family. And we could have the chance to play football, and we can do that as a job. So for me, this is like the first thing that I want to say. Second is, of course, be thankful for the invitation to share knowledge and share experience about my life and my brother's life and career. And it's like that. Was like in the formation, me and Geraldo was more close. I think Geraldo and Júlio, they were much more gifted than me. I'm a product of very, very hard work and long training sessions with my father that gives me the capacity and the understanding that the hard work and what we do and what we want and ambition and motivation to become someone is really important. But like I said, Geraldo was when we was competing in the formation in Varzim, he was much more have much more abilities and capacity than me. And also Júlio, he was very gifted in the formation. I have so much difficulties to become stronger and to become better, but like everybody knows, we become stronger and become better with the problems and difficulties in life. So sometimes when the coach don't put you to play, this can make you not going down but going up. So because you need to show that you really want to play and need to work harder to get your space in the team. So and later I have my opportunity to go to Porto under 18, and that's when it really start my journey in football.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bruno, also to share. Thanks, Geraldo. And let's go to Júlio. Júlio, how it was the start, the beginning? How it was the beginning for you? You also started to play at Varzim. Just tell us a bit more, and welcome, of course, and thanks for accepting the invitation.
Thank you for invitation. It's a pleasure. Yeah, I start in Varzim. I play 17 years old.
Okay.
And after I will go to Porto Juniors,
Okay.
under 19.
Yeah.
And after I go to Rio Ave again. And
Okay.
and after
By the
I
way,
start a professional career.
okay, sorry to interrupt you. So for the people that, because we have people all over the world watching us, pretty much around 80 countries in the world. So for the ones that don't know, Rio Ave and Varzim are rivals. It's very big rivals. So, so how it was for you? Like, yeah, this is more like a conversation than an interview. So we can just, go from topic to topic. We are here.
Now Rio Ave e Varzim
Yeah.
já não é tão assim tão rivais. Já.
Okay,
It's not the same rivalry as we grow up when we was younger.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
and then,
at this time Varzim is much lower and Rio Ave is much better. At least at the first team, and you don't feel it so much, at least at young ages. At the time when Júlio went there, didn't felt so much because the principles from the cities, they change a lot.
okay.
And the new generation don't take as a due respect people from our city there no more.
I just go Varzim because I just go Rio Ave because Varzim closed the door.
Yeah.
He wants the opportunity to play football, because we cannot in football we cannot lose chances to play just because of rivalry. This is our the sport that we grow up to love. So it's difficult for us to refuse opportunity to keep playing, and that was the opportunity he have, because a door was closed for him at that moment. So Varzim didn't want him at the time. So he needs to keep playing, and he choose it's not him choose the Rio Ave choose him. So I think he's not like a personal choice, but is a moment. In moment, make him choose a team that he could play and show his talent.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, and it's interesting because he played on both and is respected by both. And when it depends on of course also your posture in life, and of course people understand that. And when you play in rivals, there are many examples of players, they play in rivals and they are respected by both. So when that's the case, but it's a curiosity that he played for both. And then you also played for Besiktas, no, in Turkey.
Yeah, he's in second professional year in my career. Second.
Okay, yeah. So
I cannot listen you very, very well.
Okay, can you listen?
Now I can. Yes, now I can.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, it's the internet, because we are all in different countries, so it might be slightly sometimes some problems with the connection. So let's go back again to Geraldo. So can you explain to us, and for the people that don't know, but you guys been giving so many interviews, and pretty much it's common sense that everybody knows why DNA is on you, and how it started, and if you can talk a bit more about that one that had more influence in the career of all of you three, and that I believe the one that started all, being your idol, of course, and your father at the same time. So if you can talk a bit about it, yeah.
Yes, actually, we are the third generation of football. Then my father, they play in Brazil. He played in a very big team, Flamengo, there, and then he came to Portugal. In Portugal, when he came to Varzim, he became an idol, a very important person between the community and us growing up, knowing that our father was our first coach, knowing that our father meant to the city. We start to see him as a hero, to want to follow his steps, and to listen to him very carefully. And he became, this was something very natural that beside the us to study, we make also this these options of being a sportive from a very young age. And all the time we train and we play football. Like I said, he was our first coach, and I think this was a natural course on our lives. After an age, then I think he was very, how can I explain? He was very influent, because we had to opt, or we go to school or we go professional 100% full time. And I think there he was determined to our careers and to us to achieve the level that we achieve it today.
Yeah, for sure, and that's very important. That's why also we are here also to talk a bit about him, because it was very important for all of you. Bruno, do you also think that was important for you to have Geraldo, that you guys are pretty much the same age, to be training together, to be with your father also, to have like two idols in this case, because even when it's older brother that is even only 1 year difference, you always see him like a bit like your idol, or you try also to be like him. Was also an inspiration for you, and it was also I would like to ask you also two other things that you can answer. If you also started as a central defender straight away, and also if you guys started it was football always the first option, or did you try other sports also at the time?
For me, I think it was I think it was a natural way that we become football players, because like Geraldo say, we come from a family we have 3 generations of football players, and that is a lot of DNA of football inside of us already. And for us, I speak for myself, more for myself, because it's different for me, and for Geraldo is different, because Geraldo was also very good student, but I was not so good student as he was. But in the same kind of way, in one moment, is different than generations than today. It was a question of needs also.
Yeah.
We start to dedicate more to football, to try to be professionals and have a contract for we can support our families. Because when my father left football, we quite have some difficulties to survive. This was a difficult moment, but we never left to train and play football. And my father dedicates so much to us, and this was the first, for me, in my opinion, was the way that we start. But me and my brother Geraldo, we was much close to each other, because we has just 1 year different age, and we have the same friendships, and we go to school together, and when we go for trainings together. Just one moment that he turned his graduation in football, we stay away from each other, because we don't belong in the same squad, but just was 1 year different. But because next year I will follow him. And that moment in my football formation, Geraldo was like already one of the best. We already have the chance with the first team in Varzim. So he was, for him was very different than me. After my under 12 and 13, I have some problems because I couldn't catch up the team. I was not playing so much. And I have this since I was young. When I don't play, I need to train more. I need to train harder, and many things I try to do it by myself. And later I did it with my father. And this is something that sometimes the people don't understand. That when you have time alone to train by yourself, you touch much more in the ball. You get your skills getting much better. Because even if you have 2 hours training, you don't touch enough the ball as much as you want to get more evolution, to grow up. So it's very important. You have time to touch the ball, to get better your skills. So this part, the training with my father, was really important for I can get better, and stand by myself. When I turned 18 to 19, I was start to get a really good level.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that also, Bruno. And Júlio, what about you? You came 10 years later, no? So were you were you more, you came and you played as a center midfielder, like I said. First, was the reason because at the time the teams were only playing with two? If it was today, now most of the teams play with three center backs, so you could be the third one maybe in the family. But do you think do you do you think also that because it can be tricky, you know, because you were younger. In one way, you had three people. You had your father and two brothers, older brothers, that could advise you and everything. But you could also feel more pressure because your brothers were already players. How it was for you to manage that feeling, that same thing? Have you ever felt that pressure, or because you guys, everybody can see you are very close, for sure you advise each other and you have the help their help? How it was for you to come, especially playing in a different position, being more technical? Sorry guys again, but Júlio, I don't know if you all guys agree, but you know, different position, and how it was for you?
Don't have a pressure. I just play in midfield because in my 10 years old, a coach put me in midfield, and I try and I like to play and stay. Never in my formation playing the central back. If maybe was playing, maybe I do my professional career in central back, but not the. Of course, I always see my brothers in central position, and I like to see and have more information about this position, because in home everybody speak about this. No, understand?
Yeah.
And, but it was a circumstances. No circumstances.
Yeah. Circumstances. Yeah. Of course. And when you guys play with each other, you know, on holiday or something, do you make them life hard, Júlio?
No.
What?
when you guys join, because you know you guys come from a place, for the ones that don't know, you live by the sea, by, you know, you have the beach just across the street. So, and you guys play all the time together, for sure, on holiday. So it's them trying to take the ball from you, or how it is? Do you still give them a hard time to catch you and everything, or not so much? Or you have many marks in your legs, they are trying to kick you?
No. Easy.
Actually, we don't play so much football. In vacation, we didn't play so much. We play foot volley. Yeah, it's different.
Football.
Yeah.
Don't have contact.
Football is only it's too much.
Don't have contact.
We need to protect the younger brother. But me and my brother, we have a lot of stories, you know. When we was, you know, with our friends, because we always make we play a lot, you know, because we like to take all the friends and play like 5 against 5 in the street and in the schoolyard also, you know, and it was like a war for us, you know. Geraldo was trying to. Geraldo, we never played in the same team, and Geraldo was trying more to control me, you know, because I was like making problems and kicking everybody, and Geraldo was trying to control me. But I never have issues with Geraldo, but Geraldo was always trying to control me, you know. But we was very, very competitive even with Júlio in the sports, or we are very competitive in discussions, you know, about different things, you know. So this is still in the with us, you know. We compete now in the talkings. We have right with wrong, you know. But it's good to grow up. It was good to grow up, you know. Like with Geraldo, I have more trainings and games like with friends. But with Júlio, I have more like trainings at home. You know, we like having fun together, because I have sometimes with him at home, and we was like playing 1 against 1 at home. You know, like shooting, you know, and these kind of things. And it was you know, it was just like that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And it's interesting what you said, Bruno, that because Geraldo was coming you down or something, you are brothers, you are very close, you have different personalities, of course, but you support each other. It's interesting, you know. It doesn't mean that you need all to be the same. and it's interesting that you like each other the way each one is, and you complete each other. Not same personality, but you try to just like to bring to the other what the other doesn't have, and that's fantastic. That's something that is very interesting. So we have here a question from someone that for sure and hi David, David Caiado, also a football player, and that you all guys very well. Hi David, first of all, great guy. I'm waiting for you, by the way, David. You've been promising me for a long time an interview. So a question for Júlio. How did you manage mentally with the transfer to Atletico Madrid as you were so young? And second, what... let me just show you in here so you guys can see. Can you see? So how did you manage mentally with the transfer to Atletico Madrid as you were so young? And second, what you think that missed you don't achieve the maximum of your potential?
Very good question.
Yeah.
It's too much young. Maybe I wasn't prepared about this transfer, and in the world of professional football is so hard, and maybe I lose my love about football, and I don't achieve the maximum of my potential.
It's not the love. I think it's more the motivation, the right word.
Yeah, motivation. Okay, perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. Not everyone needs to have the motivation till like
to play till 40.
Yeah, exactly. like us, Bruno. We are the same age. You are 5 days younger than me. So, and you still play in a very high level, but we are not all the same. Like even when I interviewed Danny, and you guys know Danny, he quitted his career when he was 27, and yeah. Everybody's different, but very, very good question. Thank you, David, for asking, and thank you, Júlio, for sharing also this story, because it's very interesting. Because I'll say that, like you said, you were very young, but you made it. It's not everybody that can say that goes to Atletico Madrid, that plays in Sporting, plays for Besiktas, and Rio Ave, and that's a career that is great. Could be better, but also could be worse. Mine was much worse. So yeah, so you made it very, very well. So thank you. And guys, if you want to ask more questions, please ask. Geraldo, let's go back to you. So when did you guys start to realize actually that you could become professionals? So you started young, playing, like you said. Your father was your first coach, also your mentor. But when did you realize, probably in different moments each other, but when did you realize that you actually could make it to such high level, a professional level?
Well, myself, it was like at 16, 17 years old. I still was studying. My father said to me that I had to take a decision, that it was our school of football, because even at the time, Varzin already was interested in me to sign a professional contract. We didn't agree. Varzin make me and my parents very, very hard period, and I had to take a decision at that moment. At that moment, I had to stop playing football. I wanted to study, but my father didn't let me. He said, you have time to study until 23, 24. You cannot lose the opportunity of playing football. And I think I own him this decision, that because I was so young that I didn't realize at the time, and because of that, it was good for me that he support me. And because in the days of today, parents will say, no, you have to continue in the school. Football will be secondarily. And in my at that time, my father was decisive for me and said, no, you will try in football at least for 2, 3, 4 years, and then you will see. You will have time to study. At 23, you can study again.
Yeah. So it was how it happened. And for you, Bruno, when did you realize actually? Of course, you went to Porto, like you said, when you were under 19. So it was by that time, or it was always in your mind?
For me, it was in the moment when I was playing Varzim, and after I have the chance to move to Porto, to the junior squad. Was João Pinto was the coach, so I need to thank him because he was calling me and put me in Porto. It was not easy at the time because it was his personal choice. So I'm very grateful for him because without his choice for me, I don't know how could be. Of course, I have also faith in that the things will always happen, but he was very important at that moment because he took me like his personal decision. And when I did my first also professional contract, I think at that moment when I signed the contract with Porto, I really felt that I will become a football player because today is totally different. At that time, it was very difficult to make a professional contract with 17, 8 years old. It was very, very difficult. You need to make a lot, to go a team and make a professional contract. It was not so easy as today. And when I signed my contract was when I really felt that I will become a professional football player, and the dream that me and my family all together we dream about. First, because was what we love to do, and second also because at that moment when I signed my first professional contract was the time that I could support my family in a way than much better than before. So it's really important for me to get back what I received from my fathers, and I think that is the best way that we need to do is taking care of people that was taking care about us before. I'm so happy to help my parents, my family, all my career.
Thank you, Bruno. And it's interesting because you guys, in every single interview you give, you always mention your family, and you are always grateful, for them, and that's very, that's something that is fantastic, that you can appreciate that. And in your case, now you mentioned one former player, João Pinto, that was Porto captain. He was the one wearing number 2 shirt, and after a while, you were number 2 like him. For the ones that don't know, number 2 for FC Porto represents like number 7 for Manchester United, or it's a mythic number. And
yes, it is.
Bruno became number 2. It's not for everybody, I can assure you. It's not for everybody to play for Porto and to be number 2 and to be captain. It's only a few, and you made it. So after, it was also a way for you. You must be very proud about it because he was your first coach. He was a reference, and yeah. So
sometimes we don't know why the things happen, but the things happen for some reason. We don't know why. We just can understand later, and maybe, he chose me because was in the destiny I become one day captain and use his number that he become, because this number, I believe that become so special because of him, what he represents, what he did, how the way that he put everything that he could in the pitch, so the number I believe that starts with him.
Yeah, for sure. And that's true. We lost Júlio for a bit. I don't know why, but let's keep going. For sure, we have opportunity to. Maybe he was just sneaking. He was faster, like he was just going away, trying to sneak about the questions I'm gonna ask him. That's okay. He's gonna come back for sure. And now he's enjoying the good weather in Portugal. Maybe he went for a swim, but let's wait a bit. So we have here another question. We have from Elder. We have a question. Being brothers, how did you guys deal with rivalry between each other? So I'll say, like, I don't know. I don't see you as rivals only maybe sometimes. But one interesting thing you can add to this question is, like, have you ever played against each other when you were playing in different teams or not?
Yeah, Yes, you have some nice histories about this. Bruno I had a tournament that we had at Odivelas,
Yeah.
and Bruno was playing by Porto, and I was
Okay.
playing by Benfica, B teams.
Okay.
And at that time, Bruno was playing against Real Madrid or Barcelona.
I think Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, yes. And Bruno and Ricardo Costa, they were kicking the ass of the forwards from their team. My God! At the point, and we Benfica, we're gonna play after that. So we were already lined up to enter right before they come up from the game. So we were lined up in access to the pitch. My brother was sent off.
Okay.
When he was sent off, they brought him to the locker rooms, and I was there. I was there with the shirt of Benfica. No, he was very upset. He was like cursing and hitting everybody trying to calm him down. He was like very upset because he was not supposed to be sent off. And I left from my teammates. I went near to him. I take him to the locker room, and people was like,
and he was with the Benfica shirt inside the Porto dressing room, to try to calm him down.
And people didn't understand nothing. Say, how is possible? They didn't understand. But that was funny. It was funny also that sometimes I went to play at Dragão, and my brother was like supporting me. And
normal. I think Bruno, you can confess now. You only had the red card because to be nice to your brother, because he was wearing red in Benfica. You wanted to be blue and red. It was the only reason why he got the red card.
Yeah, but besides that, I think the only time we play against each other, it was against in Passos when I was at Passos Ferreira, and they were at Porto. Yeah. He was at Porto. Yes. We had opportunity to play against each other, but I was at the bench when I was at Beira Mar. He was at Farense. Then I was at Passos Ferreira, and he was at Guimarães. And I was always at the bench, and he was playing the first team.
Okay. Sorry, Geraldo. Don't say Guimarães, please. Don't put me in trouble. Bruno played in there. Yes, Bruno played in there. And
Victoria.
He's watching. He's gonna kill me if you say don't say Vitória. If you want to go to Guimarães again, just say Vitória.
No, I want to answer the question, because we compete, against each other. But we never like we of course we defend our colors, but we was never rivals, never in life, because football is not like a war. You understand? Yeah. It's me and my brother, we have boundaries that will never be broken. So this is not like things that will change. Of course, I will protect the club that I'm playing, and he will do the best for himself, but we'll never be rivals. But we compete, so much, when especially this is like these tournaments that we did when we was young, and it was difficult. Geraldo was difficult time to control me when I lost. This is true.
So he was managing both things, trying to control the defense and trying to control his brother. Yeah. So, but when
big brothers, big brother always want to take care of the younger brothers. It's like that.
Yeah, that's true. And you have a great big brother, and he's a great guy. So, and one thing, when you played against each other, you are not in the pitch. You are playing as center defender, so you are not much, like in duels, more on the set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks. By curiosity, when you played, against each other, were you marking each other? And were you talking with each other, like teasing each other, saying, "I'm gonna score, you are gonna have a hard time," or you were taking it completely like if you were strangers?
That's what I wanted to say. When we played against each other, I was at Passos Ferreira and he was at Porto. It was the last second game, and they had to win at least to draw to be champion. Okay. It was a very, very important game for them, because after they had a home game, and I think Sporting could beat them. Actually, I was not marking him. I was marking Impostig, if I don't mistake.
Okay.
And I think we didn't have any corner for him to mark me.
Okay. Interesting. That's
and
very.
I think it was the only time we met each other and we play against each other in an official game.
Okay, for sure. So we have here another question from Okan from Turkey, I believe. Okan, thanks Okan, and thanks for your question. And so question for Bruno. Surely you have a lot of great coaches. What were some of the traits that you appreciated and enjoyed the most of your coaches? What made your favorite coach special?
It's a difficult question for me because I learn with all of them. I learn with all of them. You know, in some kind of way, you always learn something with the coaches. You know, independently how many games you play, how many competitions you've been. You know, you always have space to learn. And I have a coach that was important for me, that he changed my way to watch football. That was Geraldo Ferreira. You understand that he have a different view of football and the way that defender needs to be, and the way he teach me to look to football in another way was really important. But I have great coaches like Scolari that called me first time for national team. I have Paulo Bento that helps me a lot. I have Fernando Santos that bring me here to Greece and to national team. I have Carlos Queiroz. You know, I have all of them. It's difficult for me to say names because I like to have good connections with the coach, because we need to represent the ideas and the philosophy of the coach. You know, otherwise you will not have connection with the team and the coach. You know, so this is important. You believe and feel what the coach wants to, for you can represent that in the pitch. You understand? This is the way I think that the teams can be better. You understand that when the players can represent, understand what they want, and you can reproduce everything inside of the pitch. So without saying much more, you know, I just want to say that all of them was important for me. I learned with all of them, and of course some of them change me and affects me more in my way of playing. You understand? But all of them I like it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you, Okan, for the question. And Bruno, you touched a very interesting point. In my humble opinion, of course, and as a scout, I think your career there was a person that you a coach that we even call him professor in Portugal, Geraldo Ferreira. I think your career when you catch him at Porto was like you were a great player, but he boosted even more. I think there were 3 players that with him that became to another level. It was you, and it was Quaresma, and it was Falcão. 3 players that started to play in a much. You had all the potential, but with him, I think this is what I see from outside. I don't know if you agree or not, but I think that
and many more at that time in Porto, Lisandro, Raul.
Yeah,
he make a lot of players grow up. This is a very big list of players that he changes the way of play football and see football. You understand? And that was very, very important for me.
Completely. I say it because, you know, in your case and Quaresma, you already had a good career behind, you know, like you already know players. And but for example, Quaresma was coming from an experience that was not so great in Barcelona. In your case, you were already playing, but not so in a consistent way. And in the case of Falcão, I tell you, because I was following him when he was playing for River Plate, and he was not a goal scorer like Lisandro, and he came to replace Lisandro. And I remember exactly his words that Geraldo said. He said that he's coming a player that it will be at least as Lisandro or even better. And it was for the people that were following Falcão over there in Argentina was quite, you know, it was something that you couldn't believe. And he made him a player, and Falcão had what a career, and you and Quaresma. So he's a great coach, and yeah, for sure he was a great influence. So Júlio was running away, so he left me here with the two songs. with the two central defenders. I'm trying to score a goal, but it's not easy. So you guys can you can answer for him. I was gonna ask like how it was for you guys. At some point, you were the three of you were playing in different countries. So, and you had your family. You are a very close family. So your family was in Portugal. One was in one country. For example, I think at some point, probably Geraldo was in Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When?
No, at some point when you guys were playing in different countries, because
Yes.
Júlio only played in Turkey. When Júlio was in Turkey, I think Bruno, you were in.
I think in Russia.
Russia, yeah, that's what I think is Zenit. You were Zenit, it was Besiktas, and you were an AAK, so in Greece. So
Yes.
how it was to manage that thing? Of course, there was internet, what makes the things easier. I don't know if there was WhatsApp at the time, but but how it was the thing, how it is to be so close as family, but at the same time to be following also the career of the brothers, and to be in touch with the family, and you support each other, you watch the games. How it is in general to be far?
I will answer first. For me, I think it was very hard. I left from very young age from home. I barely follow Júlio's career, only by TV and by knowing what was happening. This speaking my relationship with Júlio. With my family, it was also very hard. Not with my parents, but mostly with an example with the nephews, with my nephews, with the kids of Bruno. I lost a lot of things that I will not wanted to lose, but these are the things that this life condition us to do. But we try all the time to be in Christmas together, in the summer together, and this time, we try to live these 24 hours like it's 48. So we try to take advantage of everything and to live the moment as the last one. We at least me, because I'm far from home since 2015, I think. So
okay.
I'm a long time from home, and this is the thing that is the most hard, playing football.
Yeah, for sure.
I think for me it's like how I can explain. I always, we will always be in contact with each other, always. Much or less depends where we've been. But in the point that is the price that you need to pay for what we choose to do, and we know that we'll be like that. So at the same time, we are thankful to have this profession, but it's a lot that you are missing. It's not easy for everybody. Everybody thinks that football is easy, but it's not so easy as you think, because between the age from 20 and 30 is the best ages of your life. So how you need to be home? You cannot go out in the weekends. You need to travel. You have national team games. You have a lot of competitions, and you don't have time to live. And you are in the age that you want to live. You want to do a lot of things, and you are contradicting what your body is asking. You understand? Because your body wants to a lot of things, make a lot of things, and you need to be home. You need to take care of your physique. You need to take about your health. You need to recover, because next day you have training. You need to think about the training. It's not just training. You need to think the way you want to train, and how you want to improve, how you want to play the game, how you want to recover, and on and on and on. So it's not an easy life. It's not for the people that just want. They really want to be it. Of course, today the dynamic of football is different. All the teams want talents, and this it's more easier. But at our time was not so easy. And those days have something more difficult, because you have more competitions.
Yeah.
So if you think a player that play Sunday Europa League or Champions League and game in the weekend. And if he stay in the hotel 4 days in a week, he just spent 3 days of 3 days. He have to train and recover and spend with the family. You don't have time to live. So it's not an easy life. You lose a lot. So, but this is what I believe, that is the life that we choose, the life that we want to be. Of course, it's difficult to be away from each other, but this is the meaning. Or after football, we can be much more time together, because the football gives us the capacity to have a better, more time and a better life quality. This is what I want to give advice to all the football players, is to live, but take care about your things, to have a better life after football. Okay?
Yeah, for sure. And you touched very interesting points. Thanks for sharing your experiences and your knowledge also. And Geraldo, how important do you believe that was because in your case, like we've been talking, you had the influence of your father. Your father was your first coach, and for sure he still gives you advices till now, no? So like you also advise Bruno, still you will always be his older brother, and doesn't matter the age, you know. And but how it was to balance, because in these days you see many parents, and you guys are also parents, and who knows if it's coming a fourth generation of footballers. They're already invited, if in the future, if I'll still be here. So how it was to balance the fact that many parents you see in these days, and we had a chance already to discuss this point before in previous episodes. It's like many parents try to force the kids, you know, to be players, but how it was to balance between the advices from your father and also the instructions from the coach. So was something that at some point you always gave priority, obviously, to the coach, or it was more like your father was advising you on what training outside the pitch, or doing extra training, or things that you could improve, but were not actually interfering on the coach's work? Or how it was? At some point it was hard, or it was very easy, very clear? How it was for you guys?
No, it was, for me, it was very easy, because my father never wanted to contradict the coach's advices, or the coach's
ideas.
Yes. My father was more about mentality. It was a question of mentality more than anything else, more than position, passes, and all this. It was more about what you should do, how you should act, and this what make, at least at me, to stand up. I was not, like I said, I was not playing. When I play, I didn't play as a central defender. I was playing as a midfielder, and as a midfielder, he already have ideas at the time that people today have, to be more aggressive, to make box to box. At the time, they thought that I should be only a defensive midfielder, and my father already said to me, no, you have power to defend, and you have quality to attack, and you have to shoot to the goal. And that transition helped me very much when I was from the age of 16 to 17, 18. This kind of mentality. I was already in the middle of kids with the mentality of professional. So this make a very big difference, a huge difference. That this make me the jump for them to want me to go to the senior, to the first team.
Yeah,
I was called to the first team already with 17 years old.
Okay.
I cannot hear very well. I think my best
saw a different player than everybody else.
Okay, so we can say in this case that Júlio, that he left, Júlio is your version 2.0, yeah, because he stayed at play as midfielder, yeah.
Very much. I remember when he was playing in some games that we give him some advices, and I remember he did. I have this clear as water. He was going to a game. He was playing by Rio Ave. He played against Passos Ferreira.
Yeah.
It was not against me. It was against Passos Ferreira. And we would keep saying, you're going to play like 15 minutes, 10 minutes. You have to shoot to the goal. Was an action that he was in the front of his box defending. He was the action was defending.
Yeah.
The defense take out the ball. He received the ball from his own box. He run 20, 30 meters in behind the midfield line. He shoot to the goal. And he almost scored an amazing goal. And in the next day, what showed up in the TV was I think was 1-1 or 0-0. Showed the best phases. And one of the best was this phase. And you know how it is. You are a scout and you see this kind of shiny things, So this player has something different. He try it.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Goalkeeper make a save. They make an amazing save, and actually it was something different. And all the time when he was in small part of the games, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, he was trying to do something different. And in his case, this was amazing, was obvious, and it helped him, I think, to be most seen in the game.
Now it's 1-1, so
we were losing one by one. My brother,
one by one.
My internet
will be next. Is going to be you staying to finish, or is going to be me? Let's see.
No, I hope it will be me. And this I'm saying, and at a period also when I was senior already, if I don't mistake, when I was at Benfica, and what helped me to stay in the middle of team they were amazing. I remember that most of the players when I arrived to Benfica, they were under 20, and some of them like champion of the European, something like this. Was Ricardo Esteves, Carlos Mota, Rui Baião, Pepa, Moreira, players like already with a huge name in national team and in Benfica. And I came a simple guy from Póvoa de Varzim, and by these advices, like I said, he didn't tell me to do something different from positioning or to make a pass to right or to left. No, it was about mentality. The mentality makes me go further.
Yeah. That's very important. And so as we lost also, he was sent off, maybe? No, Bruno? No?
I don't know.
I wasn't sent him off. I think no. Just nobody was sent off. So let's say we have a question here. It was for Bruno. How it was? Thank you for the question, Elder. Bruno playing. How it was to play with a player like Benny McCarthy. Just to leave a mention because which from South Africa. Yeah. So I think you don't know to answer this one. No, maybe another time. Yeah.
No, actually, we spoke about we love to speak about players that he played with in the training. Benny McCarthy, he said to me he had an amazing first touch.
Yeah.
If he come back, I think he is the first thing he's gonna tell you. And I play against Benny McCarthy, and his first touch was amazing as a central forward.
Okay.
This give you a huge advantage. Facing the forwards, but we all know he was a killer, and I think he came to I think any player that can integrate very well at Porto team at the time can make a huge career.
Yeah, for sure. I had a question for Bruno myself, but you can answer it in a different perspective, of course. Bruno was European champion for Portugal. And so when he lifted the trophy, of course, he was lifting the trophy together with you, with Júlio, with your father, with your mother, with all the family, with all of us, with me, with all the Portuguese, but especially, of course, with the family. How did you feel that seeing your brother there? In this case, the question was for him, but adapting to you. How did you feel your brother there, the one that was training with you since kid? like. That you've been teaching him so many things, like Bruno said, you've been protecting him all the time. Seeing your little brother, not so little, but you know what I mean. So after, for sure, you've been crying together, you've been laughing together, you've been sharing opinions, having advices, arguing in a good way. How did you see that? And do you think it was crucial for Bruno to reach that level, to, of course, the top of his career, to become European champion? All that family support, all the way, because it's not only to have a family, it's to have a family.
Yeah.
And like you said, your father never interfered, for example, in the coach's opinion, and that's amazing, because even if he was a player, he didn't want to interfere. And many,
Yes, that is true. He never tried to say to my brother or my brothers, or even to me, that to make something different. It was always about the attitude. One thing he told me, and it's true. He say, you don't have to wait that the coach have to like you. You have to make him like you. I think this is the thing that the kids of today had it wrong. You cannot go there to any coaches and say, he have to like me, he have to give me opportunity. No, you have to take it. You have to make yourself to be useful to the team, that the coach cannot have the luxury of having you out of the team.
That's a great advice. I think that's great advice for parents, like for the parents that are watching us. I think,
yes, of course, you have to be. It's like to be in a company. You have to make yourself. You have to have value. You have to add value for the person that is the boss. Cannot have the luxury to present about yourself. But speaking about this, about the European champion, I think it was a proud for us as a family. But I think to my brother was even more, because for a player that was for so long put it apart, because in the young teams of Varzim he was like relegated as a player of the second team most of the time. He achieving this higher level from a small team without any helps, because he didn't have managers, he didn't have any help. It was my father and the clubs that came to him and aboard him to go to A, B, or C. This meant a lot, and it's a history of life. For us as a family, of course, we are proud of him, not because he's in a big team, but because we saw how much he worked and how much it worked out.
Yeah, for sure. It's for all of us, so I can imagine for the family. So yeah, it's many years of hard work. Yeah, like you were saying, like giving up on many things to reach it. And for sure, for you as an older brother, it was a privilege and an honor. So we have here a question for you. So we are almost finishing, okay, Geraldo? And apparently the internet connection is the best one is there in Bucharest. So, hi Nuno and brothers Alves. Can Geraldo compare the level of football played in Portugal, Greece, and Romania, and what are the main differences? Just small things, like you think it's different.
First of all, Portugal, I think, is much more evolved than Greece. Greece, I think, it's a type of football that is very played with the heart. Is forgotten very much the strategy. We used to say that in Greece you play for the public, for the fans. The fans scream and want everybody in attack. Sometimes you forgot tactic, and this is it. That they take the home stage advantage all the time, and you live with your blood in Greece. Romania, you have two periods. You have a period where it was and they had some foreign players that could give better quality, and with the Romanian quality players give some quality to the championship. At this moment, no, the Romanian football is in decadence for some while, and have good players, but they not be able to play with in Champions League or in Europa League. They cannot pass this certain level. They continue to be in this level. Plus, not having money don't bring foreigners of quality. Then the quality overall in Romania went down. football in Portugal, like I said, I think we evolve a lot. Since I left from there, where almost you didn't bet in any young players, from now you sell players from even from Passos Ferreira with millions of euros. Also, I saw that in Portugal invested a lot in infrastructures, and this make you enjoy football. If I'm going to speak about the conditions that I have in Greece, was zero. The conditions that you have in Romania, it is zero. If you take 2-3 big teams, but the rest it's not good at all.
Yeah, thank you, Geraldo, and thanks also for the question. And to finish, so I have a question for the three of you. So now it's you that you can tell whatever you want. If they want, they will listen after. I was gonna ask you if you had to choose only one characteristic on each other. In this case, it's you to ask to tell about them. A characteristic that you admire more in Bruno, only one, and one in Júlio, and what makes them be so special and unique. One thing that you admire, a lot in each one of them, and one that makes them be unique and different from all the others.
I think in Bruno, I admire his leadership. He's a leader by himself, from his core. He already have this in him. He don't need to use a captain.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I even myself forgot the band. Yeah.
Band, and I think this is one of his innate qualities. From Júlio, I think his best quality is an amazing technical player, but the vision of the game itself, I think, is his best quality. Speaking about my brother, something that I like on him is the obsession. He's an obsessive person. He likes to train and more and improve. And I think this in high performance sports is something that helps you very much. You saw a lot of players that probably don't have as much how can I say, as much quality, but they win by this obsessive thing of being better and better and better and better. And Júlio, I just would love him to enjoy more football. I think he get disappointed about football, and because he had a lot to give to football, and he's only 30 years old, so he could play until 35, 36 easily, because he's an amazing player and with an amazing quality.
Yeah, but for sure, you guys, you will still be connected to football. There is also here a question about that, and for sure you'll be in football for many years. People like you are needed in football, for sure. And
yes, Júlio. Actually, Júlio he take the C course of UEFA. He finished now, and he's trying to be coach, and I hope he will. Me also. Let's see what Bruno wants to do.
It's possible to have a family technical team. Who knows? No,
I don't know. We have very different ways of see football. We have, but this is not sometimes a bad thing. This sometimes is a good thing, because we can improve each other much more than to be agreeable with everything.
Okay, so we see more like you guys like being more like, for example, now I remember the Inzaghi brothers, for example.
Sorry. Maybe who knows?
Who knows?
Or no, because this is the thing. Because we spend so much time separated, that I probably prefer to be with them, because that in the football you have all around.
Yeah, that's true. So at least, it can be a good option, no? To have a technical team like with three brothers. At least you guys can spend more time together. Maybe even too much. So we are finishing. So just one question. You said that Bruno looked a lot after his physical condition also, and in past interviews I heard, I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but does he cook so well like people say?
Yeah, he cooked good. Actually,
Yeah?
when I go to him, an example now, I was in Italy. He cooked for me. I'm zero cooking.
Okay,
He
so
cooks good. Yes, he cooks good. He likes to. Actually, he enjoys to cook. He likes
so
to make food, and it's
okay,
good.
so you can tell him when we will meet all together, maybe in Povo,
You are invited, my friend, to my city, and you will be very welcome there.
Thank you so much, Geraldo. I know that, but Bruno, he left earlier. I think he needs to cook, and Julie needs to put at least to prepare the table.
Yes,
And me and
Julio,
you,
Bruno sent me message. He said that the person that he had borrowed
okay.
the thing, the battery finished, and
Don't worry, that's
no
fine.
more.
No, that's okay. That's
Julio
fine.
didn't have contact with him no more.
Say thank you and say that he needs to cook for us. And Julio, please tell him that he needs to set up the table. And me and you, we are there to enjoy that. We are the ones that stay till the end.
No, for sure.
So, Geraldo, just advices that you can leave to youngest generations. Any advice that you'd like to leave to young generations that you believe
Well,
are that important?
Well, I will not saying to young generation, because the young generation don't listen to so much. I was giving probably an advice to the parents for their young kids, because I think they are the person that can influence more them. Like my help me to how I was influenced by my parents. I think this as an advice to the parents, let the kids to decide their own lives and let them enjoy playing football.
Thank
Just
you so much, and that's important, yeah, because all start also, and we are here to talk about families and how important was your father. I think you are giving a great advice.
exactly.
So, yeah, exactly. So I hope you enjoyed, Geraldo. I hope also Bruno and Júlio enjoyed. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you
Thanks
very
to
much for the invitation, and I'm sorry for my brothers that.
don't worry. These things happen, and what is important that people.
I'm available to do it again in any
Yeah.
subject that you need.
And
And
you have the doors are open for you guys, like anytime you wish. And for sure, you have a lot of things to talk about, and it's a pleasure. And
sure.
I hope thanks guys, thanks for all of you for being with us. And so feel free also to share with your friends this talk that you can check in our website, also on YouTube, also in our social media. And see you next time. So take care. Bye.